Before we actually move on to the react here to TikTok, because I want to cleanse a palate, we should celebrate the exalted cyclops of the KKK and science realm, Dr. Fauci, just appeared. This just happened right now on CNN this morning, and he had some refreshing news on the omnicorp variant.
Oh.
Is that a possible outcome here, that Omicron becomes dominant, but there's an advantage in that it's less dangerous?
That is a possibility, but let me give you the details about where we get those data, mostly from South Africa. So in South Africa, they're getting a very, very pronounced spread in almost a vertical spike of infection. And yet, when you look at the early data, it does appear that there is a diminution in the severity as expressed by hospitalization. The real question is that an inherent diminution of virulence of the virus?
Stop saying diminution.
Or is it because there are so many people in the population who have already been infected and now have residual post-infection immunity, which is not protecting them from getting infected, but is protecting them from getting severe disease. Whatever it is,
stop nodding like you know.
Hold on a second. You just said the part that matters, and then you just completely muddied the water with stuff that doesn't matter. So it is less severe. People are not dying. It's incredibly mild, but it's still a pandemic because a lot of people could get the sniffles.
And in South Africa, there's a spike, and then there's a demolition.
Yes, there's a demolition.
I like how the anchor is just like, yes, no, I'm following every word of it.
Yes, there's in South Africa, there's a demolition. There's a man who enforces it with bleached hair, a Belgian kickboxer. They've traveled through time to, you're not making any sense, are you?
I'm very look tired. Like he's from Africa. He's white.
And the other one who is maybe African doesn't pay his taxes.
I don't know.
And there's something about thetans.
For crying out loud, look, it's over. It's done now. He cannot give up. This is what we talked about. He cannot just give up control. You could not write this any better. Yeah. Look, we're going to create a variant that outcompetes, from what we understand, Delta, that is more contagious and significantly less deadly.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We should be popping champagne everywhere around the world. And you know what else he said? He said, "Oh, it looks like maybe people have gotten infected already, and they have some kind of immunity. I've never heard of this kind of immunity. It's weird if you get sick."
I wonder if Rand Paul was just shooting his flat screen at home.
Yeah, exactly. He's on Amazon
like
trying
Elvis.
to get another one. Yes.
That's what I said.
Remember that question I asked 17 times to Rand Paul?
That's the first time he's ever mentioned natural immunity.
Well, yes. I mean, he says it actually works. Who knew?
By the way, so we should be moving on. Instead, the hysteria continues. California and New York just re-implemented indoor mask mandates. Norway implemented a partial lockdown. Japan and Israel banned entry of all foreigners. Germany locked down the unvaccinated. You know, nothing like not learning from history. And Fauci himself hinted that governments may need to mandate vaccines when he said, I would prefer, and we all would prefer, that people would be voluntarily getting vaccinated. But if they're not going to do that, sometimes you've got to do things that are unpopular, like me in high school, but that clearly supersede individual choices.
It just makes common sense.
Like that reads like a communist manifesto.
It does.
That reads
You know what
like,
I saw
don't worry.
today? I'm not even kidding. Is at the gas station. A woman walks out of the gas station. I don't want to assume gender, but she was going for woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she gets in her car, puts on a mask.
Really?
I swear to God. I was just sitting there going,
please tell me there's a happy ending and she crashed it.
I hope so, but I don't know for sure.
No.
But I'm assuming that she's not good behind the wheel because she doesn't quite get the concept of the mask.
Right.
I'm not kidding. She got in, put it on like a seatbelt, and then drove away. And I just sat there for a minute like, that happened.
Well, what you didn't see, they were tinted. In the back seat was a Fauci in a booster.
Oh,
it's like, good. Yes, the mask. Feel the mask.
And also, every time I see a car that's in an accident that has antlers and a Rudolph nose, I laugh pretty hard.
Well, that's not right.
Come on.
That's not right.
I'm kidding. I don't.
He's the most famous reindeer of all.
He is.
I'm kidding. I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah.
But if they're not, it's fine.
Yeah, if they're not. It's out of your hands.
That's not on you. That's
Dave might have the Omicron right now.
Well, it's kind of funny. Yeah, I could. It's kind of funny though if you dress like a deer.
Yeah.
Your car looks like a deer, and then you get T-boned.
Right.
Because it's like you became a deer.
Yeah. No. Especially if you're doing it if you're driving at dusk.
Yeah.
Especially if you just throw ears of corn in the parking lot and they all just drive up.
But yeah, you don't want to hunt off a bait pile. That's not fair.
No, it's not fair.
But I might have Omnicorp.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pandemic.
I don't know what it is. I normally get a sinus infection this time of year, so I got a little bit of pressure right here. Mm-hmm. And but I still look good, and that's really all that matters.
Dung, 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 dung. Wait, is that Vanilla Ice or is it yes to both? Okay.
It's Bowie.
It's not true. It was original.
Yeah. Under pressure.
Was Bowie and Queen?
Yes.
Oh, it was Queen.
Yes,
Queen and Bowie.
Yeah,
All right. Before we move on,
And Dangled Out of a Window by
this
Sinead.
mentally unstable. Let me know what you guys gonna have an Omicron party? I think we should have an Omicron party.
Yeah.
Throw a party with as many people as humanly possible.
Sharing is caring.
Lick a popsicle stick, do popsicle sticks, spit brothers.
What are we, 5 again?
Why? Because this is the United States of America. I love how this, the unvaccinated only kill themselves. Great. Let me commit I wrote my suicide letter out. I wrote it out.
Yeah.
And I said, Gerald gets nothing. He gets my old crappy boombox, but it doesn't work.
You have a boombox?
But I wrote, look, there is a 0.004% chance of this working. And unfortunately, it's set at a timed release on my computer that goes out as an automatic send. And I just said horrible things.
Well, you should probably call that.
Things I can't take back. Skunked again by Omicron.
We should do that whole recall the message where it actually doesn't recall the message. It just lets the other person know you would like to do that.
That's also what's happening in South Africa.
Like,
There's the total recall of the vaccines where there's someone in a chair forced to watch and a woman with 3 breasts. So
I've written my own suicide note like 4 times.
yeah, well, you know what? It's when with Omicron.
Yep.
He keeps editing it. He's like, I can do better than this.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, you want it to look good. You don't want people to judge you.
Yeah,
He's sending it to a
that to be the last
ghostwriter
thing they
to
see.
punch up his last
Hey,
request.
can you work on this?
Please put my pants back on and say this was a suicide.
Yes.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.